What's going on, guys? Welcome to DesignMediaX. In this video, I'm going to demonstrate how to install React Native application on the Windows PC. Virtually everyone knows what React Native is all about. You could use it to create mobile application for either an Android or iOS device. So in this video, we'll be demonstrating how to install React Native on the Windows PC. All right, so quickly, I'm going to search here Microsoft Store, and that's because I want to install the Windows terminal. All right, so here I'm just going to quickly type in here Windows terminal, and then just click this. All right, so I've already installed this. If it's not installed, make sure you install it. All right, so here I'm just going to click on launch. All right, so this is going to enable us to make use of some Linux commands like the ls command, which I'm going to type in here. All right, and also I can also use configure it so as to use the git as the default. All right, so currently it's on Windows PowerShell. All right, so here I just type in ls. Okay, so the first thing we want to do, we want to go to our browser, and then in here we're just going to type in here git. All right, so click on download, and then we're going to download for Windows because I'm on the Windows PC. All right, so here we're just going to click on open file. Okay, so just going to basically do some next. All right, so here just going to click on here next. I'm going to install it here in this directory. Please do check the this box here that says new. All right, so allow this to be in the Windows terminal. Click on next. So click next here, next. And then here I'm just going to choose the second option. All right, so just click on this and then hit next. And I'm going to click on the second option, third option here, so that we'll be able to use the Unix command. And then basically we're just going to do next until the end, then install. So click on next, install. All right, so this is done. I just uncheck this. I don't want to read that. Finish. All right, so we can basically go back to search for Windows terminal, and then here terminal, this is it here, and then click on it, and then I'm going to click on this drop down button here, and then click git bash. You can see this is coming from git. All right, so to know the version and if it's installed properly, just type in here git dash version. So you can see the version number here, so it means it's currently it's installed. So click on settings, and then I'm going to change it from PowerShell, Windows PowerShell, to Git. So click on Git. All right, so this is to make it the default profile, and then I'm going to hit on save and then exit out of it. So right now, close all tabs. If we search for Windows terminal and then click on it, so this is going to take us to the terminal for Git. So this is good, right? So and then secondly, we will want to install Node.js. So in Google, just type in here Node.js, click on downloads. So there is the current and then the LTS, which is the long-term support. And I am currently on a Windows PC, so I'm going to be installing that for Windows. Right, so and I'm on a 64-bit system, so this is currently downloading. And then when it's done, you want to click on open file. I'm going to click on open file, and then click on next, accept the EULA agreement, next, and then please do check this so that it's going to install various dependencies. All right, make sure you click on that, click on next, and then install. This is going to take quite a while, depending on the speed of your PC. I'm currently on Windows. The RAM here is 16 GB. All right, so click enter. And it's going to open a PowerShell window. All right, so here it's going to take roughly 9 minutes or thereabouts. So just gonna wait on this. So this is done. I just had to fast forward this, hit enter once you see the success. All right, and then here you can pretty much type in here enter. Okay, so let's check if it is installed correctly on this system. So I'm quickly going to go to my Windows terminal, and then here I'm just going to type node.js -- version. So if you get a version number, it means that it's correctly installed on the PC. Also want to type in here npm -- version. This also is going to give you the npm version, which is 9.6.6. So it means that our Node.js application is correctly installed on this PC, and we are good to go to the React Native. Right, so we want to X out of this, and then in our browser, I'm going to type in here React Native. This enables us to create mobile application on either Android, iOS, right? So here we have, this is React Native. So we're going to click on get started, and then make sure you click on setting up development environment here. So we have two options here, either the Expo Go Quick Start or the React Native CLI Quick Start, which we're going to be installing. So make sure you choose that for Windows, right? So here I'm just going to copy this command. So the first thing we have to do is to install Node.js, Node, and JDK. So here, copy the command and then paste it in here. But you have to run as an administrator. So I'm getting rid of the Node.js because I've installed that already. All right, so currently I'm not installing it. I'm not running it as an administrator. So I want to show you the error you're going to get. So you're going to see something like this that says you're not in an elevated context. So when you hit on enter, you're going to get a list of errors here. All right, so this is not the way to go about it. So make sure you X out of this, come back to Windows terminal, right click, and then run as administrator, and then paste the same code in here also again once more. So let's get rid of the Node.js LTS because we've installed that already. So this is going to install JDK, which is one of the dependencies and requirements for running the React Native. So when you hit enter on this, this is going to take a while to install. So let's just wait on it. I'm just going to speed up the installation process in here. Just wait on it. Okay, so it's almost done. So it's installing the Microsoft OpenJDK 11. So when you get this message, it means that you're good to go. It means that it's done and installed properly. Okay, so this is done, right? So what we want to do next is to install Android Studio. So we're going to click on this. So right click and open new tab. So this is going to take us to the website for Android Studio developers. So you want to click on download Android Studio Flamingo. and then here scroll down and then have this checked and click download. This is pretty huge, about 900 and something MB thereabout. So just gonna wait on this to download. I'm just gonna speed it up a little bit. All right, so if it's done, you're gonna click on open file in here. So you're gonna get a prompt, and then which you're gonna accept, and then thereabout you this is gonna come up. It's pretty straightforward, so you just have to follow this tutorial. Please, if you enjoy these types of videos, don't forget to subscribe, like, and then share this video to your friends and community. So click on next, next on this. We are good. So we're clicking on install. So this is completely installed. Click finish. All right, so I'm going to click OK here, and then click on this. I think we're good here. All right, so just going to click on this. So let's click don't send. So let's just wait on this. This is pretty much the longest part of this tutorial. Just wait on it. All right, so we're going to click on next here. Just minimize this. Okay, bring it up. And then here, just click on next. And then let's just select custom to see what we have. Click on next, next. Here, whatever theme you prefer, the light or the dark, I'm going to go with the dark theme. Click on next. I think we're good here. Click on next. And then I have 16 GB, so I have a lot of RAM. So make sure that's one of the requirements here. So I'm just going to select, get about 3 to 4 gig. I just say 4 gig, right? So click on next. All right, so this is going to install some of dependencies that you might be needing to run this and some SDK tools. So I'm going to accept this, click on next, click on this, click on accept. Then I'm going to click on this last one also and click on accept, and then click on finish. So make sure you click on the 3 items in there and accept, and then click on finish. All right, so it is done. So I'm going to click on this and then run as administrator as the Android Studio. It's going to take some time. Okay, so I'm going to click on next. Click on next. All right, so I've accepted this once more. Click on finish. So this is pretty much going to take some time. All right, so click on finish, and then here we have this here. So I'm going to go to SDK manager. So click on more action, SDK manager. All right, so here we have this installed already, Android 33. So if we have it here, it requires Android 33, and then this Japanese name, I really struggling to pronounce this. So make sure this is installed, which is installed by default. Right, so I think pretty much everything is installed that we needed here. See, okay, so click on OK. All right, let's click on more action again, go back to SDK manager. Let's verify that everything is okay. I think everything is good. So next up we want to do is to make some configuration. All right, and then in the environment variable, so we'll go to X. So we're going to click on this, that is to show package tools. So we could see here, verify that the Android 33 is being installed, and then we've made sure that everything here is basically good. So we have here the so we're going to make sure that we have 33.0.0. So I'm going to click this also. So we have 33.0.0.2 installed. So I'm going to check this as well, and then click on apply. So make sure you check on that correctly, and then click on OK. So this is going to take some time to install. All right, so I'm just pretty much making sure that I follow the installation process in the manual. All right, so I'm going to click on finish. So I've installed the that for the version. So I made sure I selected that. All right, so the next thing is I'm going to go to the environment variables and then type in here Android home, follow this instruction. So I'm just going to copy this path. Make sure you copy this path from the SDK tool. Make sure you get this path. And I'm going to open control panel and then click on user account. User account, and then click on also user account in here. Then here I'm going to click on change my environment variables, and I'm going to click on new. So here I'm going to type Android underscore home, and then the path I'm going to paste in which I copied. All right, so here we're good, and then I'm going to click on OK. So everything is good here. Click on OK. All right, click on OK. X out of this. So this process is done. So the next step here is I'm also going to go back to the environment variables. So let's make sure that that path is correctly done by copying and pasting this command in the PowerShell command. So I'm just going to copy this and paste it in PowerShell. So paste that in here and hit on enter. So when you get this, it means that the path is correctly stated. All right, so we have here Android home, so it means that this is good. So we can X out of this. Okay, so let's quickly close this. All right, so let's X out of this quickly, and then here we're going to go back to the environment variable, user account, change my environment variables, and then double click on the path, and then select new, and then paste the same path, and then here we're going to add on to it. Let's go to the very end. So we're going to add on to it platform tools dash tools platform dash tools, and then we're going to click on OK. and then click on OK here. Just X out of this. Okay, so here go to the terminals and we're going to type in here ADB, which is the Android debug bridge for Android Studio. And then if we get this listing here, it means that we correctly installed our Android Studio. All right, and then it means that we won't be having any glitches here. Okay, so the next up we will be installing our React Native application. So first, let's get rid of this, and then we're going to get rid of these and get rid of this here. Okay, and then we're going to X out of these and then X out of these as well. So quickly, we will head over to our Windows terminal, and let's bring that up real quick. And then here we are going to execute a command that will install our React Native application. So I'm just going to copy this command, which is the npx React Native at latest. So first and foremost, let's create a new directory. We're going to use the mkdir project. So I'm making a directory called projects, and I'm cding. I'm going to that directory, and I'm going to copy and paste this code, which I got from the documentation here, which is the npx React Native at latest init. And then here you're going to give it your project name, which is the awesome project. So hit on yes, and then we'll have this installed in about, let's say, 5 minutes or so. So we are going to wait on this to finish the installation. So you can see here it's downloading template. And it's currently installing our dependencies. All right, so if you get this, it means that it's done and it's completely installed correctly with no glitches at all. Okay, so the next step is we are going to create our virtual Android Studio device. That's our Android device. So we'll just quickly go to our Android Studio. And then in here, I'm going to click on more actions. And then I'm going to click on the virtual device manager as VDM. And then click on create. So here, make sure you select that has the Play Store. I did this very fast. You could check that out, and then click finish, and then click play. All right. So when you get this error here, don't freak out. All right. So I'm going to show you how to take care of this error. All right. What it means is that there's a hardware accelerated execute manager also that's causing that particular problem. So quickly go back and then click on the SDK manager, click on the SDK tools. You're going to scroll down to where you have here Intel emulator accelerated HXVDM blah blah blah. So you're going to want to uncheck this and then click on apply. So and then click on OK. So what it means is that we're getting rid of what was previously installed. And then click on next. And it's going to tell us that we don't have that installed any longer. Okay, so click on finish. Okay, so then click on finish here also. All right, so now we're going to check it back again. So take it again and then click on apply. Click OK. What we're doing right now is reinstalling it. And then here we're going to select the RAM size. Recommended is 2 gig. You can extend it to 4 gig or thereabout. Remember, I have a 16 gig RAM in here. So I'm just going to check that for, take it to 4 gig. Right, and then click on next. So just wait on it to finish installing. It's going to take some time. Click finish. Okay, so if you get this message, it means that you successfully installed it. All right, so we are good. Click on apply once more. Click OK. And then let's go back to more actions and then virtual device manager. So here, just click on these dots and then let's clear what was previously, that is previous data. Oops. And then let's click on play right now. As you can see, you are not getting that error any longer. So this is going to take some time. You just have to wait. All right, so this is setting up our virtual Android device, which we are going to be using in our React Native in our development of any Android application. So you could use your phone, that's your physical device, using the Expo by plugging it using the USB, but I just prefer using the virtual Android device. So I'm just quickly setting this up here, making sure that it's working. All right, so I think our Android device is up and running. It looks as though it's cracked or somewhat, but it's okay. All right, that's just the theme. So let me just quickly drag it over to this section here and then go back to my Windows terminal. And then here, I'm going to type in a command. And then that's going to be, I'm going to use yarn. So let me quickly cd to my project directory and then ls and then cd to my project, which is the awesome project. And then here, I'm going to use yarn. So I'm going to say yarn start. If you're using npm, you can also do npm start. So allow access. And then have various options here. So I'm going to click on A to run on this Android device. All right, so I want it to run on the Android device, my application to run on this device. So I'm going to click on this A option here. All right, so this is going to take a while to actually run on the virtual Android device. So you just have to wait on it. This usually takes quite a bit of time. So you could see it right now. The activities on the Android device. So here we get to test on whatever we run, whatever we build. So if you get this welcome page, that's welcome to React Native, it means that you have successfully set up your React Native development environment. So let's quickly see if our hot reload is working. So I'm going to my project directory and double clicking on projects. And then I'm going to double click on this awesome project. And then in here, I'm going to navigate to app.tsx, which is the TypeScript. So double click on this. I'm going to open with Notepad. And then in here, I'm going to try to make some changes and see if it's directly changing on our application. So I'm just going to scroll down in here. And you could pretty much make any change that you want. So let's just quickly go to let's quickly come in here So you can see all the setup here. So all the write-ups, as you can see them there reflected on the Android device. So we can make this change to text. So save, you can see that this has been changed to text. So if you revert back to type in here change and save, you can see here it's been changed. All right. So I'm going to make some couple more changes. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you enjoyed this video. What you want to do next is to set up your VS Code and then write applications and then see them appear here on our virtual Android device. All right, if you enjoy these types of videos, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share this video, give it a thumbs up. I really appreciate, and good luck. Happy hacking.